Hello and welcome to Toy Vet episode 54. This is a show where I react to recent toy releases. I have here a list of recent releases, and for the most part I haven't looked at them too closely. I saw that there was something I might be interested in and put them on this list. Some exceptions to that, but that's true for most things here. Let's get right into it. Sheep Butler colorways. These were for a festival, Mushroom Festival, back in March. Are we caught up to March? That's really good if we're caught up to March. They're cool. You got like the actual butler outfit. Then you have like this robot outfit. Some different colorways here. It's almost Christmassy. You know, I thought this was good. Looking at this when it just popped up, I was like, this is going to be another one where I'm like, this is okay, but why did I put it on my list? These are actually really cool. I really like them. And I don't know what I like better, the sci-fi or the regular butler version. I would love to know how tall they are, how much they cost, things like that, but I'm actually going to put them on my interest list because they're pretty neat. Pretty cool. From Kabuto 0413. Interesting. Next up is Kika Ishinozu's 27 centimeter tall Dongakima. Also available at Mushroom Festival. Oh. I'm assuming you guys can hear this really loud dehumidifier right next to me just went off. I'm going to turn it off. Sorry about that. Alright, hopefully I didn't just make too much noise. Yeah, this is a really cool figure. Cool design, cool colorway. He's got like a chain drill weapon or something. Oh, or maybe that comes out of his other fist. If so, that's really cool. Like it launches out of his fist and has a chain, and that's actually in the figure. Is Dongakima, is that an IP? I would love to know. Doesn't look like it. AI is on the case for this one. Seems to understand what we're talking about. It's an original character. Pretty cool. If AI is to be believed there. Yeah, I really like this figure too. I don't think I'm going to put it on my list, but it is super cool. Next up, from Hazimul Toys, Solgos. Also at Mushroom Festival. Yeah, very cool. Pretty neat little figure. 54. Oh, did the video just really lag? Yeah, I guess so. 50. Oh, I thought it said 54.34 centimeters tall. 34 centimeters tall. So we have some data on the size and cost of this guy. So a little over a foot tall. 5,200 NTD. $160. A good deal. I like that. I like that pricing on a figure that size. Very cool. Oh, there's like different. Wow. Here's some previously released colorways. That one's great. Looks awesome. And an all clear, like red one. And a black one. They all look really great, actually. Really cool figure. Again, I don't think I'm going to put it on my list, but it is a really cool figure. Okay. A little confused here. It seems like maybe at Mushroom Fest there was a new Beetle Mech, and here is a post about old Beetle Mech colorways. I don't know what the new one is. These are the old ones. Oh, it's got a little larva. Maybe these are Toyholic Studio makes these, I guess. Yeah, you see that right there? Oh, you take off the helmet. Is that where you put the larva? If so, that's pretty cool. Larva's sitting on the shoulder there. Well, these are like battle damaged version. Interesting. Different colored eyes. And some different colored limbs and stuff there too. That one's sleek. Pretty cool figure. Once again, these are all like really solid figures so far this episode. Not going to put this one on the list either. I feel like in this category of like robotic things or mechs, I'd need to have something really, really striking to get it on the list. And these are all like extremely solid, but there's just so many figures like this in a way. But in another sense, there's not. But sometimes I'm seeing things and I'm like, I wish it was just a little more sci-fi and like this. But then when I actually get a bunch of these in a row that are really solid, I'm like, they'd have to be really special though, because there really are a lot of these in a way too. So I wonder if they always have different colored eyes. Kind of looks that way. Another cool figure, really good figure. Okay, maybe this is the one that's actually at Mushroom Festival. Yes, it is. It's like a multicolored one that looks great. Cool colorway. (16 to 20 centimeters), which according to the ruler I have right here is like a little over 6 inches, I guess. All right, next up, Magical Meadow Sidekick Plushies Blind Box Series. Okay. I'm not one to currently collect plush figures at all, but I would kind of like to. They're sort of like dolls. They're kind of inherently feminine in a way, but not as bad as dolls, obviously, I would say, for a man to collect. There's some interesting ones out there. The plush set I'm most interested in is one featured quite a long time ago on this show. That was like weird food stuff, like really weird food stuff. These are very cute. They'd make great regular toys too, like plastic or vinyl or whatever. Pretty cool. I do like these a lot. Not going to put them on my list either, but pretty cool little plush figures. And makes you think about, would you ever collect plush figures? Let's see. Is this another version? I bet these are the same brand. Yeah, Tomy and their sidekick. Sidekick must be their little thing. Out of This World sidekicks. Pretty cool. You get like a rocket. The rocket's really cool. The UFO is pretty cool. Pretty neat. Once again, I think everything we've looked at today has been really solid and cool. There's the Out of This World. Weather Cursor. I actually have these figures. I don't think I've done a video on them yet. Actually, I think we have a... Yeah. I made a chart of what I have and haven't made videos of stuff that's actually in my collection. So I actually did receive these for my birthday a couple months ago, and yeah, they're awesome figures. An awesome example of what I've talked about many times this year on the show, which is gotcha figures that are like extremely high quality and really well made, and they cost $6 instead of like $60 for a non-gotcha version of just a straight up release of a toy. Like, this artist is releasing a toy called this, and it's one colorway, and it's 3 inches tall, and it costs $40. If you find a gotcha set like this, you can get a bunch of colorways, and they cost $6, and they're literally just as good quality a lot of the time. Like, these are extremely good quality. These sharp delineations of the colors and patterns on the cloaks, like this sun or whatever it may be, very clean design, very clean execution on the paint and everything on the actual figures. Yeah, these are awesome figures, and I'll talk about them more. I'll do a not an unboxing at some point in the future. I want to do that for everything in my collection, so not an unboxing is my series where I show actual figures from my collection. Yeah, so we'll talk about these more in the future, but yeah, I actually got these, which is really cool. And I almost never get stuff, as you guys probably know if you watch the show at all. Next up, Blanc's Animal Afternoon Premium Blind Box by Sad Salesman. What else did Sad Salesman do? I'm not sure. This is by Funko, and you'll see that this is the Funko mascot guy right here, which I don't like that. That turns me off a little bit, but the rest of these are pretty cool. That one's just kind of funny. I guess they come with these things they're sitting on, which is pretty cool. So like a vampire bat eating a strawberry. That one's funny. Oh, I looked at this a couple times before now, and I never understood that this was a piece of the mushroom that he ripped off and is eating. That's pretty cool. Shark eating a surfboard. This is like an anemone with a pearl and a clownfish in its stingy hair, which is cool. The bee is really cool. I feel like I've talked about this on the show before. Maybe I have. Apologies if we've had this on the show before. I think we've had something similar at least, where there was a Funko guy. Oh, the anemone glows in the dark? That's pretty cool. Yeah, cool figures except for the Funko guy, but I don't know if I like that they're sitting on something. I guess for most of them it's pretty clever. Like the bee one, as much as I like the bee figure, I don't necessarily like it sitting on the honey pot. This sitting on the rock or whatever, not so great. This one's cool sitting on the buoy. Sitting on the mushroom's cool. Yeah. Anyway, next up, The Thing PDS Aitsu Head by Punk Drunkers. This is... You'll recognize it from the movie The Thing, the upside down head crab monster put into a Punk Drunkers guy head. Interesting idea. cool idea. I've talked about this a bunch of times too. Let's say this wasn't an official tie-in. I would kind of not like it that it's such a strong reference to the Thing. Maybe if it was slightly less of a direct reference to it, I would like it more. This is not a reference. This is an actual licensed tie-in. You can see right here, the Thing. And it's done by Unbox. They seem to be doing a lot of these official tie-ins lately. I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like official tie-ins. This kind of... I've wondered how I'd react to one that was like something I really like. I really like The Thing. It's a really good movie. But even so, I don't like this in a way. I think I want more original stuff, less references, except... I mean, certain references I find very clever, like references to fast food and stuff like that, I think can be very clever. And they have a little more... There's a little more to say in them when they reference something like fast food, like McDonald's colorways, I think are kind of cool in certain things. There's like a little more going on with what they're saying by using that color way. This is just like you're supposed to like it if you like the Thing. I think that's what I don't like. It's almost like an over commercial, even though the Thing is not overly commercialized at all. It's almost like this is an attempt to start the over commercialization of the Thing, like you see the over commercialization of Star Wars now. Just a turn off for me. That said, it's a cool looking figure and a cool idea. And kind of funny. But I think they should have... I think it was a mistake to make the Punk Drunkers guy's head look so dead in this. It'd be even more funny if it was like his normal... completely his normal expression. That would be even more funny. But I mean, making it like the Thing, maybe that's why they did that. Interesting. All right, McNoise Toys we look at every time we have a show. I've been having less shows lately, probably. Maybe it hasn't affected it lately, but it probably has a few times, because I'm working pretty heavily on my video game channel these days, and if I happen to be working on it on a Saturday, I just count that as my YouTube work for the Saturday and skip the toy show. But yeah, so that's, if I'm ever missing for a couple weeks, don't panic, that's why. And when things line up better, I'll be doing a toy show. But I'm also trying to catch up on the toy shows. Like, we're caught up to March. That's pretty good, and I hope we catch up to much more close to current. I'd love for this show to be like everything I talk about is from the last week. That would be really cool. Anyway, I think we've definitely talked about this Black Ace Mark II Skeletor version guy. Don't know if we've talked about this aspect before. It was something I've talked about a lot. This is a 5 off with a guest artist, $690 US plus $40 shipping worldwide, plus PayPal charge. I don't know if that references tariffs or what. Insane price, absolutely insane. If you want a Black Ace Mark II, wait for an official colorway where they make like 20 or 30 of them. It'll be like $200 or something, and it'll be just as cool as this. That said, they sometimes do a couple colorways using that method, and then you really don't see that happen again with the figure. So if you see a figure you like from McNoise and a colorway you like, that's that kind of release from them, jump on it, because that is the way to get a good deal. And this kind of deal is not even close to worth it at all. Yeah, so jump on them before they stop doing those big runs of a figure, and that's the way to be a McNoise fan, in my opinion. Definitely. Another look here. I talked about this last time. I don't know if we had a still of it before. It might have just been a video. I love the screen on the back of Black Ace Mark II, and I think there's a lot that can be done with that. And this looks cool, the way they did it there. Alright, last but not least, Galaxy People. Nothing new, unfortunately. It's been quite a while since there's been a post, May 22nd. So it's been over a month since we've had a post from Galaxy People. Hope we have something soon. I stalk Galaxy People every day on the web shop and this Instagram, waiting for them to release a big style figure that I like enough to buy. And when they do, I'm going to jump on it. That's my plan. It's been months of that. Months and months of that. So hoping that's something that might happen in the near future. Tariffs seem to have thrown their web sales off of it. They did have web sales not too long ago. Hoping they come back again soon. Okay, this is interesting and speaks to that. Someone said, any chance some will make it online? Galaxy People said they sold out at Design Festa, which these were for a festival. But he has enough vinyl to make just a few more, probably early June. That never happened. To my knowledge, these were never sold online. So I hope everything's cool with Galaxy People and they'll be continuing business. I would be really upset if they quit or something. Like, why would he not be getting more vinyl? Why does he have just enough vinyl to make a few more? Yeah, hope everything's cool there. I assume it is. I assume there's no problem, and we'll be seeing a release soon from him. I think he just releases at every convention/festival. So maybe there's just not a lack of festivals right this moment, which would make sense because normally I see them on other places too, like on Toys R Evil. So I just assume that's what's happening, that there's not really a festival and he's working on stuff for the festival, and then usually he sells his leftovers online. So there's a lot of ifs. There has to be a festival with a release of a big figure of his that I like, and then there has to be enough of them left over to go in the web store, and I have to hit them before they sell out. So that's what I'm trying to do, though. Anyway, thanks for watching. Really solid lineup today. Didn't put much on the interest list. I put one on, I think, out of all these, but I think almost everything was solid and cool. Yeah, I think it was. I was critical of the Punk Drunkers thing, but yeah, almost everything's super solid. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Probably next week, unless I'm working on the video game channel. All right, bye.